Guys,
Welcome to the Trip Twins podcast, episode number 2.
woo, woo, woo. We made it.
A lot of excitement today because we tried to upscale the tech, and we spent like 3 hours,
Yeah,
3 hours trying to get it sorted.
It's taken us a minute, but we figured it out. Of course, come on.
Tech quizzes as you do. Yet again, only one half of the twins here. Darren, same again. Jack somewhere, probably preparing for his trip to Benidorm.
We don't need him anyway.
So got another special guest today. You want to introduce yourself?
Yeah, they call me Abs. You know, Nico. Sometimes, depending what area I'm in, but yeah, just call me Abs, people.
Abs, thank you for coming on. Today's gonna be a funny one. You want to introduce it? You want to introduce the topic?
Wait, so we doing the cruise one then?
Yeah, the cruise, man. We're talking about the cruise.
Okay.
We're talking about the cruise.
So, if you haven't seen on social media yet, there was this what was it, Caribbean cruise? Caribbean? Yeah, a Caribbean cruise, like as you can imagine it, a massive yacht, probably held thousands, I think. There was a sudden brawl that somehow sparked because of a threesome?
Yep.
A threesome, I think?
Yep.
So yeah, from what we know, it lasted, the fight itself lasted an hour, and it literally got a bunch of people involved, throwing fists, getting involved. It was messy, camera phones out. Yeah, honestly, I don't even know where to begin with this one. I want to know if it really stemmed from a threesome or not, because it makes no sense to me how so many people are getting involved. Honestly, it makes no sense.
So I feel like the first place I have to start off with is I've always wanted to go on a cruise ship, and now seeing this has made me want to go on a cruise ship even more.
Seeing this has got me second guessing it. No, you're stuck on the sea, and you can't go nowhere because people are fighting. People are fighting when they're meant to be having fun and whining and getting daggered. What's going on?
So I'm not sure what the theme of the cruise ship was, but I know that it was they said it was like an 8-day tour of the Caribbean. So it left from New York, went like to Dominica and like Trinidad and them places, and they were on the way back to New York when, as you mentioned, I'm not sure it was a threesome. I'm not sure if it was 3 different couples or what, but there was a threesome, and I guess the infidels were caught out, and it turned into a scrap. So as you said, I don't even know where to start with this one. So, first of all, how would you feel? I don't know. You want to start with what's your thoughts on threesomes in the first place?
I think threesomes are fine as long as all the parties involved, came to a educated decision. Like, as long as everyone's fine, there are no feelings that were stepped on. I don't see a problem with it. That's you. If you want to have fun like that, if you want to bring in a third person into your relationship to spice things up, then that's your prerogative. I'm not going to judge you. But if that's somehow causing other problems, yeah. But it's a sticky one, It's a sticky one.
I'm gonna be honest. Obviously, a threesome. I guess for a lot of people, having a threesome's on the bucket list.
Yeah, definitely. It's definitely becoming like a taboo. It's a taboo subject, but at the same time, it's like I think it's a fantasy that everyone wants to live out at least once.
And then on a cruise ship, then that's like
on a cruise ship. Like on paper, it sounds like yeah, that's me. I'm on the boat having the threesome. That sounds lit. I can't lie.
But when the parties involved messed up, was doing this threesome when their other half was clearly on the boat still. So it's like, I don't know what they're expecting. The annoying thing with this people is that there's very little background behind it, so we don't know whether these people all knew each other and then they got into the threesome knowing that their partners were there and then they got clocked or what. But for me, it's like, okay, you knew you wanted to get into the threesome, but yet you didn't think, oh yeah, my partner might clock me.
Yep. But honestly, like, let's say the person involved in the threesome, let's say that one specific person did have someone, but they didn't tell their partner. Of course, if the guy finds out later on, or let's say maybe the girl finds out, I don't know which way it went, but Yeah, you can't be doing that. You're just asking to be cool. You're playing with your life. Like, come on a ship. Not even in a little secret hotel room somewhere. You're doing it on the same ship where your Mr. or Mrs. is present. My mind is lost. I don't know what you're thinking.
In their defense, it was probably like they enjoyed the thrill of potentially getting
so
the
clock. The thrill.
Obviously, it has to be in it because it's like you can't hide nowhere. Like,
right, it makes it sexier when your wife is just down, at the bar, just chilling.
You remember GoldenEye? Remember there was a level where we're on a ship. I don't know why that just came to my head. When they got clocked, they were clearly running through the ship.
But there's nowhere to run on there. That's the thing. There's nowhere to run. Oh my gosh, are you deep in it? The guys, there's nowhere to run on the ship.
Oh mate,
if you're getting caught, there's full confrontation.
Hopefully we can upload like clips of the video into this, because the thing I found funniest was that it happened the same night that clearly there was an all white party, because a lot of the people were wearing all white, and I thought just the irony is the fact that you're wearing all white, you're meant to be clean, but people are moving real dirty.
Yeah, that's also dirty. Another thing. It seemed like was it just that main group that did it stem from that main group that was wearing all white? It seemed like from the video I saw, it seemed like it was just those people that were just fighting. So who knows? Maybe it was someone from that party. People were getting a bit too friendly, drinking a bit too much. Whoo. Because literally, I don't think I saw anyone else getting involved apart from people wearing white outfits.
It was so many people, and it's like apparently it ended up becoming a brawl of 60 people. And the initial clips I saw, I thought that was a lie. I said, "There's no way you're telling me 60 people got into it." And then afterwards, you see some of the other videos and the number of people that are involved. You think, yeah, it probably did get up to 60. And then the fact that it lasted for an hour. Bro, that was full on Royal Rumble. Like,
honestly, that was
the WWE in it. The WWE
last man standing. That was all of it.
The WWE is gonna be sending letters to someone saying, "Wait, this is copyright right about now." There's no way you're telling me.
That was beyond. That's what they called it as well. If you saw the headline, they called it a scuffle. That's not what you describe as a scuffle, guys. I'm telling you, that was a Royal Rumble, last man standing. Oh my gosh.
And then it turns out after they managed to calm down the brawl, at the next stop of the tour or whatever, the Coast Guard had to come and follow the ship in case there was more beef.
They're saying that there wasn't enough staff members on board to shut it down. There wasn't.
But I don't blame them, because in the video you can see the security guards and they're just standing to the side like,
yeah,
what am I gonna do? How am I gonna fight through all these people?
It's true. Like, honestly, I can't blame them too much, because it's like, okay, let's say they stop the fight for like a few minutes. Everyone's still on the same boat in the same area. It's not like they're locked up in certain sections. They can see each other anytime. Yeah. All they got to do is just turn around and we'll start again.
But even
especially if it was over some threesome and someone was acting scandalous. Woo.
What I find funny is that even more funny is that imagine you're a security guard, and I think for any security guard, I guess if you're in a situation where you get to go on a cruise ship, ain't that like the peak? That ain't like the Champions League for security guard.
Yeah, because there's gonna be a lot of singles there.
Champions League for security guard. You're getting paid to work, and you're getting to go to Caribbean islands. Like, you're winning, and then people want to come start.
Honestly, that's a good point as well. If you think about it, guys, yeah, whoever's been to like any let's say bashment raves, soca raves, think about the security guard you've met there, right? He's always on vibes, yeah. He may be serious for like the first 45 minutes, but afterwards he's chatting to other gal. He might be having a little cheeky drink on the side. Come on, man, you know what he was doing. So of course on the cruise, I can't imagine they were too serious, especially when they saw the numbers involved in that fight.
That's a good point. I hadn't thought about the vibes that they're normally on when we go to them.
Always on vibes, man. They're trying to pick up girls before we do. Like, come on, man.
That is so true as well. That is so true. And the other thing I was thinking about is like Carnival Cruises. That's the operator. Imagine the hit that took, because that also we found about in the UK. The
That's
States,
true.
They would have found about in the States.
Yeah.
Like, how do you promote? How do you stop that not tarnishing your brand's name?
honestly, it's not even just the guys brand. I feel like it's gonna give cruises, and especially Carnival cruises, like a bad stigma. Because it's kind of saying like you guys can't be conservative. Why is so many people fighting? How I still can't understand it. How did so many people get involved in that fight? Was it just because everyone was riled up from drinking the excitement, the alcohol? Was it just one group?
The only way I can picture it being that many is essentially if you look at it as 3 different couples, then essentially that's like 6 people.
Yeah.
And if you think of it being those 6 people's parties,
yeah,
then that essentially easily become, let's say, like 10, 13, 14 people. And then they might know someone.
And you got their cousins, and you probably bought their friends, best friends, and this and that.
And then before you know it, it's like, oh, you're fighting someone. Like, you obviously don't know who you're fighting, but it's like everyone's fighting everyone.
Yeah. Yeah.
And then it just turns into a full-on brawl.
Man.
I can't lie, I would have run like threw a punch at someone just for the sake of throwing a punch.
just throw a little get out a little attention.
Just so I could come back and say to people I got in a fight on a cruise.
Oh my goodness. Nah. Man, cruises. I do still want to go on a cruise, but now I'm gonna be really, really picky. I'm gonna do all my research. I'm gonna make sure I have like first-hand information, because I don't want to be in that situation where I've spent, I don't know, upwards of like 1,500.
Yeah.
And like it's not popping. The vibes are dead because a group decided to start a fight, and now it's out of hand.
Yeah, it's actually interesting that didn't cross my mind, because now if it's 60 people that were involved in that fight, or up to or around that number, that's probably gonna mess up a lot of their people that they rolled with vibes as well for the trip. It's like, oh yeah, even though like, oh, you weren't necessarily involved in the fight, because you know that person got into a fight, you're gonna have to be like, oh, constantly on the lookout, like, oh, chill, or if you're with them,
you're gonna have to somehow
locations.
play a role. No matter, even if it's like small, you're gonna still have to get involved and be part of the drama.
Yeah. We got a little guest here.
Our mascot, Thanos. We're not talking about 5 rings, but yeah, he goes by Thanos sometimes.
So I just find that confusing. Like, but even then, because I know there was a massive stigma about full-on parties being allowed at on like cruise ships.
Yeah.
And I guess this was probably the reason, because I know like previously there was like Carnival Cruises used to have a lot of parties. So now that I guess there's a stigma of potentially this might have been something that's happened in the past, and hence why the whole like party cruise ships got shut down. And then now you tend to just think of like family cruise ships where they have like, or just like swimming pools and all these kids having fun, and then you have like the pensioners cruise ships, like the mid, I guess our age folk, like you don't hear about those sort of cruise ships, and I guess this is a testament to it. why they don't. Bar the Uber Soca cruise. But yeah, anyone that's watching this, if you heard about the Uber Soca cruise, let us know what you think, because we've been planning to go on that for a minute. for a minute. Also, we're in the UK, so it's a massive cost for us to go to Miami.
Yeah, we love Carnival, so when we see things like this, it's just like, oh man, you're just giving the whole thing, the culture, a bad name, you know? So we don't like seeing things like this.
So we've been planning to go on the Uber Soca cruise. So for those of you that don't know about Uber Soca cruise, essentially kind of in the name. Apparently, I don't know how Uber even got involved with this. Sorry, people, need to get the mascot out of here because he's running up and down the place. Yeah, so Uber, apparently it's actually sponsored by Uber, which I guess is a great business decision on their part. I don't even know how they even would have got approached.
Get their hands on everything.
Yeah, don't know how that even would have came about. And then so it's a Soca cruise that happens in like autumn, departs from Miami and goes through a couple islands and goes back. And for those of you that don't know what Soca is like a music genre from the Caribbean, which is just vibes. So when you see Carnival and everyone's going crazy, it's because of Soca.
Pure energy.
And you could be in the saddest of moods. When you hear Soca, suddenly you're turning up straight.
Yeah, Soca is happiness. And if you don't know that, you figure it out once you listen to it.
So they've been doing a cruise, and now having seen this scenario, I know for sure, or potentially they might be triggering. Our mascot came back in again. They might be exposing themselves to that sort of scenario. So now, for example, now that you've seen that, so would that put you off going to the Soca Cruise?
It has a little bit. I can't lie, it has, because the whole thought of it, just imagining myself as one of the passengers there and not being involved in what went down, I would be annoyed because I know it's gonna ruin the whole experience for me. Like, and it lasted a whole hour. Like, come on, it lasted a whole hour apparently to shut down. So imagine I'm just sitting there at the bar drinking by myself or whatever, drinking with a little shorty.
Yeah.
And we're just watching these people fight. Nah. It's definitely not something you want, especially if you like planned it months in advance, and then it's not good, man. It's not good at all.
Essentially, you say that because as a bystander, I don't even know what I would do. I guess for the first 5-10 minutes, I'll be laughing like yeah. Then after that, it's like okay, like oh, you're still going on,
right? 30 minutes gone by. What? Hands are still being thrown.
Like, am I buying drinks at the bar at this point, or am I trying to relocate? Like, what am I doing at this point? Like, I don't know what's going on. And even then, like you saying that, like, what? Considering how long it went on for, I wouldn't have been surprised if the captain said, you know what, we're heading straight back to.
I feel like he probably would have had the right, especially like, let's say it went past like 35 minutes and it's still going on. I would probably, if I was him, I'd be thinking maybe I should turn this around and just shut it down now because it's getting out of control. But they somehow managed to shut it down, and what did it just carry on with the rest of their days that they had left? But
I don't know, because I haven't heard about anything about what the vibe was afterwards.
Yeah,
but I would imagine it would have been like dead. Or
I'm sure because it is a big yacht. If you see the pictures, it was a massive yacht, but you're gonna bump into those people. You're going to bump into them sooner or later. Yeah. So it's like there's probably some tension in the air afterwards for sure.
Excuse me. But yeah, I'm still caught up on the fact that someone decided to have a Threesome on the cruise ship. Because
when you say it still sounds good. It still sounds like I want to do that. But yeah, if someone's not telling the truth, if someone's telling porkies, boy, it's gonna be trouble. Mate. It's going to be trouble.
And I'm because I feel now like even just being in that situation, I'll probably be deterred, or hearing about it, I'll probably be deterred from having a threesome, boy.
At least having a threesome on a cruise, on a Caribbean cruise.
Fly halfway around the world to have a threesome. I still get clocked. Nah, I'm good. I'm good.
Oh my gosh. Oh.
That was wild.
I just can't imagine it, man. I just can't imagine it. Being there. Vibing, like, imagine up until that point, everyone was on good vibes. Everyone was drinking, dancing, talking. And then something just sparked. And then suddenly you're hearing shouting in the background, but you don't know what's going on. Maybe you just think someone's just talking loud. And you turn around, you see someone throw a chair. What? Wait. Who's throwing chairs out here? What's going on?
Oh, mate.
No. I couldn't imagine people's reaction when it kicked off initially.
Because now I'm thinking like, because when I've searched for cruise ships, to find the Uber one like took forever. And like I said, normally I see like the adult ones or I see the kiddie ones, and like from people that I know one of my guys, he used to work on a cruise ship, and he said like the family ones, he said it's like the most, for him as an employee, was like the most annoying thing. So he's like being on there as like just an adult, he said it would be annoying if you don't have kids, because then it's like, oh yeah, like what's going on, because obviously kids are running riot.
Yeah.
Then for the adult ones, I'd imagine it would be like real cheesy. So I said finding one that's actually appeals to us, then it's like, oh.
When you say adult, you mean like what, above like 40?
Yeah, like grown folks. So there's like literally like old folks ones.
Oh, okay. Yeah,
it's like so he actually found one that's for us, and then it's happening. It's like, oh.
Oh man, I feel like the experience would be. I think it's worth it at least to go one time.
Because even then, I'm surprised there's not more over here. Because I honestly, that against essentially a party cruise ship seems like a dream. Like if you're going to be going to like hot weather, surely I'm surprised a company hasn't try to push that agenda. Like, for example, let me just say Afro Nation for the sake of saying it. You'd think that they would want to do like a cruise ship, like let's say from like Barcelona to, let's say, Greece or something, because that would be on point.
Yeah, man. I think that would be really fun. I'm just trying to think of the negatives. Like, of course, this is definitely a negative because I think it doesn't matter if it was a sort of soca cruise or you know, Afro beats or Latin American. This can happen to like any, like, you know, big like cruise ship.
Yeah.
It just takes the right scenario, I guess, for it to happen. But I don't know, man. I don't think this should dampen it because, like you said, it can be a great time if it's done. If it's done right, you got the right promoters for it. You got the right, let's say, artists coming down for it. Who knows? I think it could be really good.
Yeah, I think even you saying that, because I know obviously with the Uber one, I know they get artists to perform.
Yeah.
I even saw a video of their one having like a 5-a-side football pitch. I don't know how they managed to pull that off.
You see, that sounds fun.
I don't know how they do, but I've seen videos of that. And then I know a lot of cruise ships have casinos, so you know that on top of it makes it lit. They got the restaurants, but I hear people say you can get caught off guard because you have like the bog standard restaurant and there's like premium ones that you gotta pay for on there. So I guess they must have even other like swimming pools and all these sort of things.
Yeah.
So I think collectively, as you mentioned, it could, any sort of cruise ship that was to be done in Europe, I think it really could take off. But I guess now, because as I said, that sort of stigma of like being a party cruise ship and then people getting drunk, is like, how do you go about promoting one?
How do you keep it under control? How do you make sure like things like this don't happen?
That is interesting, because likewise, obviously you got the security there, but where that's gonna.
Yeah, at the end of the day, there's only like a specific number of, you know, staff on board, and they're always going to be outnumbered, especially if 5, 10, 20 people, you know, people like jump in. They're always going to be outnumbered. So yeah, I can imagine. For them on that cruise ship, it must have been so hard for them to like actually do their job.
Because likewise, people, if you know of any party cruise ships, let us know, because that's been on my bucket list for ages. Is that at this moment in time, the economy,
just put down someone's that at least affordable, guys. Come on now, don't break the bank too much.
And I think likewise, as you mentioned, I guess one of the things would have to be, if you do violate the rules at the next stop off point, you get kicked off, and that's unfortunately that's your fault.
That's a strict rule. Wow, that's a big punishment, but I think it would definitely work. It would definitely get people scared to, like, you know, it will have them thinking twice, I think.
Yeah, because I know people say, but I paid for this, I paid for my flight from this point or whatever. Like, bro, no one told you to come on here and start moving mad. So as soon as we stop off at a destination, you get off, and now you got to pay extra money to find your way back. Yeah,
that could be a deterrent, I think. At least if you got, let's say they they didn't take away all your money. Let's say they gave you back like 30% maybe of what you spent. I guess that'd be fair. But yeah, then again, who knows, man.
You saying 30%? I don't even know if I'd be willing to accommodate that. I'm not even gonna lie to you, because you gotta remember that.
Yeah, it depends. If I don't know, if it's a group thing. Like, okay, if a whole group is going to take the blame, then I guess you could. I'd just say take all their money. Take all their money. Oh gosh.
Because like, it's funny because when when COVID kicked off and like people on cruise ships and stuff,
that was a nightmare.
Yeah.
Can you imagine just being trapped?
And so that's what I'm thinking of. It seems like as of late, cruise ships have just been having a hard time.
Yeah, that's true.
Hard time. So they finally get back and running, and you get this. It's like, oh, yeah. maybe just stay away from cruise ships. Maybe just stay away from cruise ships.
Maybe give them a year to get back on their feet.
But people, I think unless you got anything else to say on that one, I think. Yeah, as you can see, this has been an interesting one to talk about.
Yeah,
you can see we've been rattled.
That was a fun one. But now I think I've said everything.
People, so that was our episode number 2 about cruise ship threesomes.
And why not to do them?
Why not to do them? Because because he turned into Royal Rumble unexpectedly. Get rock bottom, Stone Cold Stunner.
Elbows flying everywhere.
Probably lost a couple teeth. But hey, thanks for listening. And we look forward to dropping the 3rd episode very shortly.
Yeah. Peace.
Deuces.